So we are creating that ecosystem, and we are seeing it growing in energy and so forth. There are things also like transmission lines that would be an important asset for the capital market to invest in, because it's a very well identified type of assets that we could attract institutional investors and so forth. Actually, all the strategies of the World Bank Group now, particularly since our President Ajay Banga came, is around job creation. And a number of things have been done to support this agenda. We have manufacturing, we have agriculture, we have infrastructure, we have the need to have power to be able to power all these activities. We have everything which is related to health services which are provided. So what we're trying to do at the World Bank Group currently is to create jobs which are not necessarily destroying jobs in more advanced economy. Because also we have seen recently that there is a kind of reaction to the delocalization of some jobs in some emerging countries, and the model which were aiming at displacing jobs from the most advanced economy to the least advanced economy, and hoping that the population in those more advanced countries will be moving to more sophisticated jobs which require more education, didn't work. So we are thinking about jobs which can be only done in the country where you are. Tourism are jobs which are created only by people, for people, and people who are based in the country which are receiving the tourists. Light manufacturing, this is the same, this is part of the supply chain. Health services, this is the same. Agriculture is another one. For this reason, a certain number of initiatives have been developed in the World Bank Group. One is M300, which aims at connecting 300 million people in Africa. And we know that without electricity, productive activities at a certain level cannot happen in countries. The second initiative is AgriConnect, which aims at really significantly increase the production of agricultural product, and we would like to touch to bring close to $9 billion in investment in the sector. And actually, we are in a process of preparing compacts for a certain number of countries all across the world, but it's particularly in Africa. Looking at it, we'll be focusing a lot on cooperatives and small older and small producers, and to create ecosystem and condition for them to be part of the overall supply chain of that sectors. So now more and more, in a more consistent and systematic way, we will be including the job targets in our objectives. We are discussing about KPIs around that. We are looking at the targets that are set, and it's also articulating the whole strategy that the World Bank Group currently is implementing. A lot of the supply chain that we need to build is around aggregators. And we know that often the small farmers don't have the means, don't have the information, don't have capital market access to be able to be part of the supply chain. So what we'll be doing is work with aggregators, and there are different models of aggregators. You have the large exporter who has his own or her own mechanism. This is a barley production that is bought to produce beer and being exported. This is that's for the larger producers of beer, for instance. And you have the local producers who will be aggregating his production of sorghum or maize to be able to access the local market and to be able to feed the cities which are growing. So all these have in common creating a supply chain where you have aggregators. So how do we address the risk attached to that? We will be doing a certain number of things. One of them is to help them access the right technology and to be able to be, so a partnership, it will be started with Google to be able to create platform from producers. We are also working like institutions like companies like OCP, which is one of the largest producers of fertilizers in the world, and try a solution where we can provide the services for the farmer to access the right type of fertilizers for their production. The third element that we are doing is to bring more insurance. We know that adverse weather events are having a huge impact on the risk attached. Is an important element of risk. So to de-risk that, we are now investing more and more in the insurance, crop insurance. And one of our clients, for instance, is a startup which is now growing, Pula, and where we include in the input, the cost of input, being fertilizer or seeds, a premium for insurance. We are seeing, let's start with the M300 initiative. We will be we are de-risking a lot of this investment by using some grant money that we put in a fund, and we are also taking some junior positions, so which crowd in private sector to invest in this infrastructure project. Things that we didn't used to do in the past. So we are taking also senior position, not junior positions, and that is a way to incentivize the private sector to invest in some geographies. We have developed at the World Bank Group what we call the unified guarantee platform, where all the insurance products and guarantee products that the World Bank Group had are put together under the same umbrella, and it's coordinated by MIGA, which is our insurance branch in the World Bank Group, and we are providing now a standardizing product for the market, so that when we come to someone who comes with a product which is clear for the market to recognize, and they don't have to shop around within the World Bank Group to find what is the most appropriate product. Another thing that we are doing is that we are trying to build asset classes which are significant enough. So once we originate projects, when we identify projects, we can bring more private capital in the process by offloading it, by distributing it to investors.